My name is Mackenzie Sample, and this summer I did my marketing internship with Mastio and Company. And Mastio and Company is an independent research company that conducts studies for their clients so that their clients can better understand how to serve their customers and where to improve. So right now, Mastio and Company has about 17 employees. Most of us are research analysts, so we conduct the studies over the phone, collect the information, and enter it into data entry. The other three people are the head office, which includes Sharona Johnson, Kevin Huntsman, and Estelle Sumner. Sharona is the senior analyst, so she puts together all the studies. She does a lot of the behind the scene work on creating them and then putting together that information to give back to our clients. Kevin Huntsman is the president. So he's the face of the company, and he's the one that reaches out to all of our clients, does a lot of the business side of things. He is the one that sets studies in motion, gets things set up, and basically does all the other operations. And Sharon is the one behind putting them together. And then Estelle is the head of the information technology. So he does all the computer work, enters everything into the data system for us so that we can do data entry and any computer things that we need done, he's the one behind that. So that's mainly what we do. We provide solutions for our customers through a study that answers the questions they want answered. And my role this summer was definitely expanded. Usually my role is to just do the studies over the phone and I collect the information, but this summer I was not in a specific department, but I worked specifically with Sharona to do more of the project management side of things, and I got to really learn a lot from her. Generally, over the summer, I work about 35 hours per week because I'm not in school, so it gives me a lot more time to be able to go into work, and so I was definitely spending more time and being able to learn more. And then like I said, Sharona was my main supervisor, so Kevin and Estelle are still above me, and they were also helpful in this process. But Sharona was the one that worked closely with me, so I could see her doing all of these different projects, and I basically got to work with her from start to finish to complete a lot of these over the summer. So basically, to go into depth about one of these studies, how it works is first I went to the main meeting to introduce ourselves to our client and establish what they want to accomplish and what we can do for them to reach their goal. So I got to be a part of that and communicated directly with our client. And I got to see how Kevin and Sharona talk to them and communicate what our intentions are and where we are going to go forward with the next project. So that was really helpful for me. I was able to be a part of the beginning stages of the project, and I got to speak my mind and learn the correct way to talk to our clients and what to say, when to say it, and it was really helpful in that aspect. Then we got to start working on the project itself, which includes putting together a questionnaire. So that means taking any of the questions our client wants and putting them into a study so that we answer what they're looking for. We get a client list from them, reach out to their clients, and then ask them the questions so they can understand what their clients are looking for. And then after we collected all that data, we got to put it back together in a presentation. So I got to work with Sharona on that to see how she collects all that information, puts it together in a graph, puts it in a slide deck, and then sends it out to our clients. So it was a great experience for me to work with her and Kevin and see how that goes from start to finish, because usually it was very one-sided. I would just get the study and call it and answer the questions with the clients, and that was all I saw. So from this internship, I got to see the full spectrum of project management, and that was really helpful. So my learning objectives this summer were all met, and that's a great thing for me. When I first thought of all these learning objectives, I felt like it was going to be too much to handle and that we wouldn't get to all of them, but Sharona made sure that we stayed focused and got to complete everything that we were wanting to complete. So my first learning objective was to create an effective resume, and this to me was a really, really helpful part of the internship experience because I've had a resume that I thought was good, and to get feedback from Sharona as well as my advisors was helpful because I got to see where I can improve that and format it in a way that's credible and works better. So I think that was really helpful because I want my resume to stand out, but also only have important information on it. So the first learning objective was met with creating a resume. I got to sit down with Sharona and she told me what I can do to improve it, and she also told me what I had that was good content. So I reformatted that and I feel a lot more confident about my resume. My second learning objective was to develop skill competencies specific to an occupation or profession. So this included all kinds of skills like working in Excel and working in Word, communicating with my customers and clients, getting on the phone, and time management. So all these things I got to do with Sharona. I had more work on my plate, so I was able to manage my time better, to complete all these different projects and to complete questionnaires, and I started getting more responsibility that I could work on independently. I was able to reach out to clients without Sharona or Kevin asking what I was doing. They'd just be like, hey, speak with our client today, let them know what's going on, and I would do it, and it was great to have that kind of trust and responsibility. I was able to create more studies in Excel and Word, so I got more familiar with those applications than I already was, and that was helpful because I know working in those two applications will be something I probably do on a regular basis, so I was able to familiarize myself with those. And then I also got to expand my oral communication. Like I said, there was a lot of communication with the clients, but I'm also on the phone with their customers every day. So I learned how to reach out to them and what to say to get them to complete the study with me. And that's a really helpful skill because I speak with all kinds of people on a regular basis, and it's important to establish good communication or I wouldn't get any studies done. Next, together, Sharona and I came up with collaborating with the writers and designers to produce content. So, like I said, Sharona and I's main goal was to create studies for our clients. So we got to, from start to finish, put questions together and then put it into a questionnaire in a format and font and direction that made sense. We have to make sure that the questions are in an order that flows. We have to make sure that they're worded correctly so they're not confusing and things don't get misconstrued while we're talking to our clients. So I got to really work on creating that content and also creating the slide decks that go out to our customers. That was important, and I got to put those together with graphs and all the details we got from their customers that should be presented back to our clients so they know, hey, your customer said this many times, so this is something you should focus on because a lot of your customers are saying that. So that was good content that I got to kind of pick apart and see all the pieces that go into that. And then my last learning objective was to create and track project budgets and timelines. So I never really knew how much it costs to purchase one of our studies, and I got to see bills this summer from our clients depending on how long the study was, so how many questions. If it was 5 questions, if it's 20 questions, they pay for the length of the study, so how many questions we're asking their customers, and then they also pay for how long we're going to be doing the study with them. So for example, the client that I got to meet with wanted to do this study for 2 years, so they send out new contacts every month. We reach out to their customers and we'll be doing that for 2 years with them. So it all depends on that, so we got to keep track of the payments for that and how they're billing our customers, and I got to track that budget. And also with the timeline, I've gotten to work in Excel again to create a timeline of when to send emails to their clients to let them know we'll be calling and when we'll be calling out to those customers. So it's helpful to stay on track in that way, and I got to really put together the timeline, which helped me stay focused and know when we're doing the next task. My personal growth for this summer has been really a great experience for me. I feel like I learned a lot, and I'm really appreciative of this opportunity. It's been a great learning experience for me because of all the skills I feel like I've gotten to learn. And I feel like a much more confident individual because of this internship. I was able to excel in a lot of skills that I didn't think I'd be able to, and I really did take on a lot more responsibility, and that helped me as a person, and it helped me to feel like I can graduate and step into a new position in the future and not have to worry about, will I be able to learn this quick enough? Will I have good time management skills or good communication skills? Because that was all covered in this short amount of time. And it really did boost my confidence and make me feel like I grew a lot this summer. And then the pros and cons of this experience. I would say the pros definitely outweigh the cons. I loved this opportunity, and I feel like it really is helpful for students because you can still get college credit and go get that experience and be hands-on. So that was really great. But one con I did suggest was to make more internship opportunities available to students. So I know I struggled before Mastio opened this opportunity up to me. I was a little bit nervous about finding an opportunity, and it's a little bit of a challenge to find places in the area that are hiring and doing a business internship that's available to us. So I think it'd be nice to have a resource where local businesses or businesses even around the area like Kansas City or Platte City or Savannah or anything local where they could post those job openings to Missouri Western students specifically that are in search of an internship so that that process isn't as difficult and it's not as heavy to try to find something so quickly. I think that'd be a benefit. But other than that, it's been a great experience. And I've really feel like I've learned a lot. So I appreciate this opportunity, and I'm appreciative of all I got to learn with Mastio and Company. It really has boosted my confidence, and I feel like I can take on a lot more with the company, as well as take on a lot more when I graduate college. So this internship has been great. Thank you.